So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans. Well, it's
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host, Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where several people discuss the Columbus Crew. I say it that way because Haas is, where is he? Myrtle Beach?
Amazing Grace.
Anyway, we're going to talk about the Columbus Crew here, guys. Sadly, also, Duncan Otten is not with us. I'm still recovering from last week's podcast. Had a great time with the legend. Thank you,
so
Duncan, for joining us. I had to take a alcohol break for the entire week. It's Father's Day today. Happy Father's Day to all of us here. Haas had some other. He has a lot of responsibilities, so he wasn't able to join us here.
None of them being
happy
kids.
Father's Day to all of you guys. We're going to do our Pigeon FC review at the tail end of the last show. I didn't remember that they were the Pigeons. So
Tip of the hat, Mars!
Not the Yankees. The Pigeons, spelled Pigeon.
No one knows how it's spelled.
And then we're going to get a Crew 2 update. Totally. We're definitely going to do that. And then we're going to look forward to the Messiless, a clean sheet on Wednesday. In Miami, perhaps. And then we're going to play at home for the first time. They're going to blow the dust off of lower.com and play on Saturday against Kansas City, the Wizards. With me in the club are Ben Trey and what's your name again? Ben, Mort, and Trey.
Oh, thank you.
Hi,
guys.
My arm only bends this far.
I wonder if he's just upset
Hey,
because of our text messages this morning, where it's like, "Hey, happy Father's Day to everybody. Have a good day, and you too, Haas." Just have a good day.
We sent it in another chat.
You don't really think about it like, like Ben is just having babies like constantly, even with vasectomies. It's easy to...
I had one of them. One of them. That's what the second vasectomy did. They're like, you now can have babies.
We miss you, Haas.
Yeah,
and you're an uncle among fathers. So,
Drunkle.
Hey, but yeah, he is. But just back to Duncan. Man, I had such a great time with him, and like it's just so crazy. Like I kind of blacked out. I mean, not from the alcohol, just from the whole the whole having your hero on your show kind of thing was just like, it was crazy. And then when we got done, we usually record for like a couple hours, and man, he hung out. We hung out with him until
past 2 in the morning. It was just like we became best friends, and he just like clicked right in. It's like, oh
yeah.
Anyway, he was so awesome.
If I hope we get to have him on again. It was great. So that was awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Duncan.
Yeah.
Also, yes, Father's Day was today. You guys, have you celebrated in any special way?
I slept most of the day and took a nap.
Okay, I have not done that in 10 years.
Yeah.
Trey?
Yeah. No. Yeah, we just went to a family member's house and had some barbecue. And then came back and celebrated the kids' birthdays a little bit. So, yeah, it's a good day.
Okay. Well, you have birthdays on Father's Day.
No, we have one in the middle of May and one at the end of June, and then mine's on Tuesday. So we kind of combine it all.
It's an efficiency measure.
Your birthday's on Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Mort, how about you? You do anything fun?
Oh yeah, we did something fun, and I woke up in a good way. Watched some European Championship with breakfast that I didn't make myself, which is
nice.
Obviously a huge bonus.
Did anybody score?
Yes,
in that game
there was a lot of goals being scored.
Okay, good.
And I was seeing a lot of activity on the Twitters. I'm on Twitter now. Did you guys know that?
I still can't tag you. I've like typed your name in to tag you on stuff.
I don't think I'm doing it right.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever signed in. I might just be like in an AOL chat room or something, some kind of legacy.
Fingers crossed.
Historic chat room, but
you and Doug.
Anyway. Yeah, I was seeing a lot of things about the Euro games this morning. I am my wife's at a work conference, and so I am 4-on-1 at home. And
well, happy Father's Day.
Yeah, it's been great.
Father's Day.
I'll tell you this: the kids they made me breakfast, and
which consisted of
so it was a toast. It was like cinnamon toast with some strawberries, and I was like, taking care of the baby. So I was like, oh, let's bring it downstairs. I'm going to make the coffee first. So I made the coffee, and there's this great anticipation. I took a bite of this toast, and I said, so what'd you put on this? And so my oldest girl got down the cinnamon and read that it was actually nutmeg that she had put on the.
Oh, surprise!
It's Christmas in June, man. Anyway, so yeah, it was all good. So yeah, I've been having some quality father time today, and it was all good. So anyway, so let's jump into the Pigeon FC New York City baseball football stars review from this weekend. It was great. So I think this is the time where I hand it off to Trey, but I will forewarn you guys. I have been I was tapped to write up these goals. I have never written up a goal before, and there were 5 of them. So I hope that I meet this moment. Yeah. So anyway, Trey, take it away.
Hey, what happened?
Facts that could save your life.
All right. June 14th, 2024 in the Bronx, New York at historic location of Yankee Stadium. Game was scheduled for a 7:30 kick, but was delayed due to inclement weather until around 8:45.
Thanks, God.
Attendance was a reported 20,622, but it's always hard to tell in a baseball stadium.
There were not a lot of crowd shots, right? Like,
I mean,
the
kind
beauty
of hard.
cam shot.
We did get a beauty cam,
Yeah,
a useful
did.
beauty cam.
We did.
Man,
So we'll talk about that later.
So dumb.
So, what did the lineups look like in that humid Bronx stadium?
Okay. All right. Hernandez up top, Rossi and Ramirez behind him, Arfston, Nagby, Zawadzki, Farsi in the middle. Zawadzki and Ramirez being the notable changes to kind of what we've been seeing recently, although glad to see Ramirez starting. Chaberco, Camacho, Amundsen. I think Morera was recently playing for Cape Verde, right? So he was sitting, and Schulte in goal.
Chaberco, Camacho, Musson. Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work like that.
Musson.
All right, so 5th minute, you have Ramirez playing the ball to Rossi from the right. Rossi cuts it back post to an on-rushing Max Farston, who tries to go far post, but it's saved off the knee of the Pigeons keeper. Fantastic
Did you say
opportunity.
Farston? Go
Farston. I may have. Max Farston?
Roll back.
Seems right.
Yeah.
All right, to an oncoming Max Arfston, who tries to go far post, but is saved off the knee of the Pigeons keeper. Fantastic opportunity, wasted in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
13th minute, Ramirez with a shot that's saved out for a Crew corner. Nothing comes of that. 25th minute, Crew has a beautiful sequence from Nagby, who plays it up to Cucho, lays it square to Rossi, touches it past the oncoming City defender, on to Max Arfston, who brings it central, then lays it off to Rossi on the left. The shot is put on goal, but saved with an outstretched leg of the NYCFC keeper, Freeze.
Hey, real quick, I didn't say anything about Arfston. Was Yeboah out because of his
I
baby?
don't know. I didn't hear anything about it.
Because he would normally, Yeboah would normally start there, wouldn't he?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
This season, actually, not necessarily at all.
Arfston was
I'm wondering if
Big-
based on the
big part of this game.
tighter
Oh, yeah.
field, the tighter field may have had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, transition. Yeah, that's a good question. What's weird is someone hit me up when I posted the Yal Baby stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, I follow him or his wife on whatever, and she never posted anything that she was pregnant. I was like, nah, I don't know, dude.
He was just holding a baby, and we broke news.
Hey, and Zelly posted it first, and all I did was like retweet it.
If you're going to
That wasn't
dissect what
actually
we are
Zoe
posting
Rayon.
on Twitter,
I agree to disagree.
you should find.
Pretty sure that's not.
We're not the
Zellerion.
problem. We're not the problem.
Yeah, it's not my fault, and it wasn't my baby.
All
Could have
right,
been my baby.
the crew again with another chance in the 27th. Push wide, but 30th minute, City with a shot off the inside of Schulte's left upright.
Oh yeah.
Bounces across the goal.
Yeah.
Crew was extremely lucky to get away with that one because Schulte couldn't have done anything about it. 39th minute, Crew plays the ball forward to Christian Ramirez, who was about to gain possession when he is shoved with an elbow from behind by Mitja Ilanik. Straight red is shown, and NYCFC have to play with 10 men from this point forward.
Did they review that? They did.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
review that for sure, and it's the correct call. I mean, it's a foul. He's the last man.
It was 100% a red
Yeah,
card.
it's not dirty, but
Did they ask him to review it, or was it because I didn't have the sound on? Did they ask him to review it, or is that just like normal procedure or whatever? Or was it
I
like,
think
hey,
I think
maybe
so.
it's not a red card, or is that?
I think they
The
just
thing
said
was-
no projection, right?
With it being the last man, it would have immediately got the red card. No matter how he took him down.
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
just
gonna be a
wondering
red
why
card.
he reviewed it. They were like, did the
Probably
review-
for violent conduct portion of it, but
No,
Yeah, I
make
just
sure that
didn't know-
nobody,
I didn't
make
know
sure
if-
that nobody was within
sure.
reach of getting to him if he didn't foul him, right?
Yeah, it was a
Yep.
red card.
All right.
So, 44th minute, the Pigeons come back and score. Mars, tell us about it.
So before I talk about this goal, I want to ask you. Did we talk about? There was a delay, right?
Yeah, we did.
There had to be.
I mentioned it.
Okay, you mentioned it. So
Yeah.
just really quick, I wanted to. I forgot to share a couple of my pregame notes, and that is that I mentioned on the last. I think it was on the last show that I always watch the game delayed, and so I was getting all hunkered down to like watch this game, and it was at about what would have been like say 10 minutes left in the game, and I was on a different TV than usual, and I turned on Apple, and there was a score 0-0 up on the screen, but I didn't see who the teams were, right? And I like looked away, but I convinced myself that I didn't see the Crew score 0-0, that it was another game, right? And then like when I went to another TV because I was too afraid of ruining the game. And
Your house
turned
is
it
just
on.
filled with TVs.
Yeah, TV's
that's-
I have two
billionaire.
TVs. I have two TVs in my house. I always watch it on one, and this occasion I happened to try and turn it on the other one. And anyway, so I went up and I like went to turn on the game, and I saw that the image that I had seen peripherally was the same image, and I was like, I'm gonna watch a 0-0 game, and of course I'm committed. I just put the game on, and then it was like delay. And then I was like, okay, all right, I'm back. This is not going to be just 90 minutes of nothing. But this game was exciting. So with that said, I'll jump into the first goal, 44th minute. Cucho takes a bending cross for looking for Ramirez. Handled easily by Freeze, who catches the cross and rolls it out to his left, where the ball gets banged around near midfield. Santiago Rodriguez drops Cucho and sends a pass forward to Martinez, who wins the foot race against Camacho, reaching the ball around 15 yards out. And on the left side, it backheels it to Ojeda, whose first touch makes room for his right. Lines up the shot, which is driven low to the far post. Schulte dives, but can't stop it. 1-0 Pigeons.
Yes.
It sounds
I vote
much
for- I
better
vote
when you
for
say it
this.
and watch
Yeah, I
it.
kind of
It's
like.
like ding, 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 ding.
Oh, we'll put it in. I'll put it in the piano.
I'm trying to do Van Hammersley from
Yeah.
This is
Mr. Show.
going to be coming at you quick too. So
There's gonna be
because
a
there's
lot.
not much that happens between goal. We go into the half at that. So on to the second half. 48th minute, Crew with the goal. Mars, tell us about it.
So the way I wrote this one up, 46th minute, I wrote up just the fact that we had the ball. It's like a full minute of passing around. This is like I don't know that all this led up to the goal, but it was
just
like
a Nazi ball. Like
Chiberko to Nagby, Arvston, Amundsen, Camacho, Chiberko, Farsi, Nagby, Rossi, Zawadzki. Team ball, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find
Total
where this
football.
actually starts. Let's see.
Sound like you're just listing.
But
the
I mean,
lineup.
going into half, the people I was watching with are like, "Oh man, bummer." I was like, it's fine, we got it." And then we score like 1 minute in. I'm like, "There we go." And I was like, "I don't think this is going to stop. I think it's going to be pretty bad."
All right. Goal kick, 46th minute. Everybody on the team touches the ball. Arvston, who plays it to Rossi, finds Arvston, plays it to a streaking Cucho, he was naked, who kind of knocks it near the far post, and as it boings across the box, Freeze makes a big flailing move, not like his name at all, toward Ramirez to the near post. Ramirez passes it to the side netting or the far side, all tied up. Wait, nope, offside. Okay, wait, VAR in play? Check the replay, consult the beauty cam. Call in the field is overturned. Goal Columbus, 1-0. 1-1.
So good.
I really like this. I really like this.
It's hurting my brain so much.
It's so great.
The face you have doing it is like you're
streaking
full in camera.
Cucho.
Streaking, absolutely naked. Oh, that's great.
All right. 53rd minute. Crew goal. Mars, tell us about it.
That's all I get. That's all the notice I get. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else in between.
53rd minute. Crew knocking it around. Play starts with Chiberko, receives a back pass from Ramirez at midfield. He settles the ball and finds Rossi splitting the back line, running toward the goal with the defender in tow. With his back to the goal, he finds Mo Farsi cutting across the 18 from the right side. Farsi redirects the ball along the 18 to the top of the box where Cucho waits, poised to fire it home. Wait, no, he backs heel to the ball, to the right back. Let's see. Sorry, you're going to have to cut this. Cucho waits, poised to fire it home. Wait, no! He backheels the ball with his right foot to the back 10-pin corner, found by Arvston at the 15 yards, who rips it to a diving Matt Freeze. Freeze deflects the ball to the middle of the 6-yard box where Farsi charges in and runs it in. 2-1 Columbus. Matt Freeze takes a knee and emulates August Rodin's the thinker who sorry, another autocorrect. Let's see. Matt Freeze takes a knee and emulates an August Rodin's the thinker who takes a beat and contemplates how long the remaining 35 minutes will feel. It will feel like 49 because, spoiler alert, 14 minutes of stoppage time. 2-1 Crew.
All right. On to the 58th minute. VR review. Mars,
She's
tell us about it.
killing me. Did anything else happen? It was just all
No,
goals.
literally
It was all
nothing
goals.
but
Nearly nothing.
48, 53,
All right,
58.
let's see how this one goes. All right. 58th minute. New York lets Chiberko play the ball out of the back all by himself until around midfield. He lofts the ball to Arvston, who retrieves the ball to the corner. Arvston drives to the penalty area, all stepovers, who lofts the ball to a waiting Mo Farsi at the post. Farsi jumps up and gets assassinated by Hans Wolf via forearm to the shoulder blades. Play continues, which eventually stops due to a Chiberko foul near second base. VAR makes its second appearance of the night, where the ref conjures only what can be described as the famous courtroom scene from Oliver Stone's 1991 film JFK. Kevin Costner is describing to the courtroom the impossibility of the previously understood assassination of America's 35th president, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Anyway, in this case, we see Hans Wolf push Mo Farsi's back to the left. His back to the left. His back to the left. After the ref watches the replay 47 times, not an exaggeration, I counted it. A penalty is awarded for the Crew. Cucho lines up the 65th minute, charges the ball, and smashes the ball upper 90 right side, followed by a 4-man baseball celebration in the corner. Cucho Hernandez, welcome to the club. Columbus Crew, 3-1.
Ooh. Soft penalty, to be honest.
Yeah,
47 times.
But, man,
47 times.
Did he really?
Yeah.
it was
That's why I was so late signing on. I had to watch him watch it.
It's like
that's why you
Inception.
start thinking JFK.
71st minute. We had Aiden Morris come on for what is likely his last appearance as a Crew player
Yeah.
for Chiberko. And then 83rd, you had Matan come on for Cucho. And at the same time, Steven Moreira came on for Max Farston. Farston.
Farston.
Silent F.
Silent F.
Not so silent.
And then Diego Rossi, well, I guess slightly after that. But Pigeons with a goal in the 86. Mars, tell us about it.
86th minute. New York City FC scores their second goal. 3-2.
All right, cool.
Love it.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
that's about the time that I started getting a little bit nervous. And then the crew manages to hold on to a road win 2-3 over NYCFC for their 4th regular season win in a row and 4th road win in a row.
Hey.
This one having a greater importance with the Pigeons sitting at 3rd in the East at the time of the kick. Good win. Good away win. Tough
haven't
place to
lost
play.
Against
They
a
haven't.
hot team.
Right.
At home.
Okay, so this is where I agree with all of this, but before we discuss, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll jump in. We'll be
Bear
right
trap.
back.
If you find yourself looking over your shoulder for too long, you'll miss the glory of the present. Unraveling in shouts and sparks right as you live in it. You'll miss the coming glory of every possible future, futures which you can reach out and feel like you can already touch on the right night, when the ground outside of the stadium shakes with the thousands singing voices. It's good to know where you've been. It's good to remember the history that carried you to a place, but history exists so that new history can be made. Not to be built on top of the past, but to be built alongside the past. Another brick in the long road of legacy, in a city of champions, where winning doesn't only happen one time. Winning is something you do once and then it echoes for a lifetime. Every past victory echoes into a new one. Every new victory echoes into the ones that haven't arrived yet, but you know they're coming. It's a feeling. The golden wind blew confetti into your hair once, through the space in your outstretched hands once. You can't help wanting to fall in love like that again. A team, a city, in pursuit. Always in pursuit. It's never enough. And how lucky we are for that.
All right, we're back. Hey, so in the text thread during the game, and when I say during the game, I mean like an hour afterward, because remember I was delayed. I said that my notes were bad. I just want to share a couple of those with you. Number one, concerns for the game, leading up to the game. Derek Jeter's home sold that has been listed since 2018. That concerned me. Derek Jeter was also in the connections on Friday. New York Times puzzle. Also, Yankee was. Now, that's right. Learning later that they're the Pigeons and not the Yankees. Mm-hmm. That was a little bit less concerning, but
with the D,
I felt like the world was telling me something. Anyway, so let's talk about the game.
Do you think pigeon spelled with a D if it's a male?
Only on Father's Day.
All right.
Do pigeons have penises? Is that what the D's?
Yeah,
not all of them.
I mean, they're males.
Roughly half.
So
let's talk about Aiden Morris.
Go.
So the game, I have to admit, I was on and off watching this because I was
Far weather
to
fan.
the s'more station at my wife's race.
All right, weren't you in the woods?
I was in the woods.
Oh,
in
Dillon, that's
Park.
right.
Yeah, Dillon Park. So
How'd she do? First?
I think her team won,
Yeah,
like the
checks
mixed
out.
division or something like that. So there was like an overnight run. They run 3 stages. They run 100 miles.
The marshmallow race.
So my
Chocolate
kids
race.
came out this time and they loved
Go
it
ahead.
because they ate like 10 s'mores that night.
Nice.
Something like
Oh,
that.
man.
S'mores?
S'mores.
S'mores.
That's the Norway
S'mores.
coming out.
Oh, yeah,
Put it
that's-
in the
that's
skin box.
That's it.
But I was watching it. Every time people came up, they asked me, "What are you watching? You watching hockey? Are you watching the basketball? The basketball? They
Yeah,
said
the basketball.
Yeah,
Definitely
Like,
not.
I'm watching the crew. There's like, okay, cool. So nobody there is from in-state. A lot of these teams are traveling in or whatever.
Well, I was playing poker with the people in my neighborhood, and there was like two of us who play together on the team. Like Tanner was there, and then another guy,
Tanner-
Lav. You don't know Tanner. Tanner's on our soccer team or whatever. But everybody else was like following basketball. But they were all like, once we showed up, they're like, "Oh, isn't there a crew game on?" So they turned off the basketball game and let us watch the crew game. So I was like,
Oh,
"That's kind of nice." And they were like,
that is really nice.
"Yeah, they all had money on it, and they just kind of said screw it and like let us watch our game." So I thought,
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
not gambling
cool.
anymore on our games, but
No,
my point was
dude.
I kind of had it going. I'm watching it, but how dominant was that first half?
This is what I
performance?
wanted to say,
Goal
was
New
that-
York City aside, it was insanity that we
Yeah.
weren't up 3 goals.
Well, what do we
Early
have? Like, how many shots on goal were there?
18 total. I don't have the half up. The big thing I see is usually the big chances. I know that's an arbitrary number. I'm sure they have like some whatever for it, but it says here 8, but they said at the end of the game we had like 12. Maybe they re-looked at them, but usually it's like 2 or 3 in a good game.
We
But
had 11 shots in the first half, 4 big chances. Our expected goals were like 2 in the first half.
with 0 goals, yeah, like
Yeah.
Arvston
But
should have
even
put his
so,
away.
but
Same
it was
thing with
it was
Rossi.
very dominant. Like it just felt like I don't know.
It makes me think that if we played on a smaller field every week, we would beat team. Like Mort's prediction of winning a game like 11-0 would be probably pretty accurate.
Oh no, I thought it was coming in the second half. I thought I was going to get that 4-1 prediction right.
Yeah, I did
But-
too. I thought we were going to just destroy them.
But it was speaking of that field is smaller. It's not that much smaller. It's about 5 yards narrower and a little bit shorter, but it's not like
It
ridiculously
looks
small.
so narrow.
Yeah.
It looks
It is-
so narrow.
Well,
The
you shave
beauty
off
cam
like
shot
the
is a
space
joke.
between the 18-yard box and the sideline.
No, 3 yards
That's-
is a lot of space for a winger. So that's really what you shave off, like 2 to 3 yards on the
Yeah.
wing.
Well,
That's
pinched
a
him
lot-
in. That's why
lots of-
Arvston was
yeah.
like all up in the game.
Yeah, and Arvston, by the way, I thought he was really good.
He's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah,
He's really good.
he got the step overs right and everything in this game. So
Yeah, that's what's so true. But the problem is he's taken over Yao's spot. I mean, that's just he's on the left side,
What-
and Yao's also like
what I think is more confusing there is like the angles, right? When you play, you're used to like the sidelines, you have the stands in a certain way, and when you're in this space as a soccer player, you kind of work within a space and like you
Yeah.
kind of picture where you are on the field.
yeah.
And you're used to the stands, it gets all messed up when you're in that weird angles and it's the stand are at some point like 50 yards away and the corners is right up there and all that. And there was even this TikTok post or whatever, Hinestrosa coming out and just when he were going on
saw
with the
that.
game for the first time and he's just walking out like, what the hell is this?
Hey,
Yeah,
so
man.
I was thinking about this. If they made the dimensions based on this field, right? The minimum dimensions are based on this field. Is that right?
I
Yeah,
think
this
they made them
meets the-
because of that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's what it
used to
I
be
was
bigger,
wondering,
but they,
like,
like-
why not? And it might have even been after I
they're
saw
in the-
that
they're within
Hinestrosa
rules.
clip.
Yep.
Because I'm on X now.
it's Twitter.
But I was thinking, like, well, why stop there? Like, why does it need to be a rectangle? Why couldn't
make it
they
a
play
triangle
on a
and make
diamond?
3 teams play against each other.
Yeah, it's like parallelogram.
Go bananas.
Throw it out the window. We got 5 sides.
Dude.
You
Rhombus.
could technically,
Orb rhombus.
there are different rules. Like World Cup have their own rules, MLS have their own rules. The game itself have a rule where technically you can pretty much play on a square field because they're like the minimum length and the maximum width and all those things, you can get some funny shapes. But MLS have kind of some standards too, and well,
Some
in this case
standards.
they don't. No, I like the fact that somebody said, and I believe this to be 100% true. If this was like Columbus, if this was any other city, this would not be accepted.
Correct.
100%. I don't think that's up for everybody.
No, otherwise they just have him play at Huntington.
Yeah.
Even though somebody said it would be so funny if when NYCFC opens their new stadium in a couple of years, that they made the dimension of the field exactly the same.
Exactly.
I said that.
Yeah.
That was my joke.
No,
I said that on this show.
I know, but I also read it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they listened to you.
I thought you were. Yeah, I thought you were talking.
It was a non-crew.
Yeah.
Or they should make it wider, like just obnoxiously wide, but way shorter.
Yeah, that would be funny too.
Well, I think the comment I made was just that New York real estate is so expensive that they might have to just build a field that's the same size.
But first half, I started fearing that this is going to be one of those we wasting so many chances. It's going to come back and haunt us.
Free stood on his head though. He had a
I know he
ridiculous
was.
game.
And he got a 6.5 rating in this game, which is
And had 3 goals scored on him. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Also, Cucho's balls to put that upper 90. That was like the most.
Yeah.
Like you can't save that. Like no one saves that ball. It was like pinged upper 90. I'm like, no one, unless you're standing right there to start, like no one can save that.
by the way, who said this isn't a reverse Boyko game?
Me.
Oh, I care. I
That
saw
would be me.
Oh, was it Trey?
That
It was
me.
Trey, yeah.
Yep.
Can you elaborate?
I think he's meant
Now,
saw. Yeah.
what I can elaborate on is based on the FIFA rules, the field must be a rectangular shape marked with continuous lines. And the minimum dimensions is 105 meters by 68 meters. I don't know
What
the
is
math.
that in yards?
No idea.
That has changed. That has seriously changed at some point.
But must be a
Yeah,
rectangle. So no rhombuses, no octagons.
Yes.
Rhombi.
Rhombi.
Are you sure?
Rhombi?
It
So-
could be.
Or Rhombus is the name of a
It could be a Mandela
of an
effect.
imaginary band
Rhombus?
that I'm in.
I'm in the band too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm not. I'm just kidding.
You imagine that you
Big
were
fan.
Okay.
Big fan.
So yeah, I mean, I never, I don't know. I knew we were going to win this game. Even when we went a goal down, it was just like, it's 100% dominance. So
Actually, I was nervous in the end. After we made our subs, we really never settled in. We forgot how to pass the ball. And they kept pressuring us. We kept on making passing mistakes. So for the last 20 minutes, and 14 of them being at a time.
Ridiculous, right? I feel like bananas. When they put that up, I was like, what did I miss?
There was a couple of reviews and a lot of subs, but nothing for 14 minutes. Are you kidding me?
It just felt like they wanted them to get back in the game. I'm sure that wasn't the case. I'm pretty sure it was the case, but I'm just saying. Like the momentum switched, and if you look at the little momentum thing, which is also like not a real thing, but part of it, it's all, I think for the last 30 minutes was all New York.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still wasn't worried about it.
Whatever.
I mean, they got that. They
Move
got
on.
that goal at the end, but like, I don't know.
They're pressing. Man.
We just had enough of that. We had enough padding with the 2-goal lead that.
What is this?
Wasn't
Four
sweating
straight on the road?
yeah,
Yes.
man, crazy.
Let's make it 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's jump to our thoughts and players.
Thoughts and players.
You mentioned it earlier. This is maybe the last game that Morris is playing since we last recorded. I mean, this is kind of like top billing kind of fodder.
It feels
we
old.
should have talked about this at the top, really.
Yeah.
But like Morris is going to Champions
League or the championship.
Thank you. And do we know when? Is it still like deal pending kind of thing?
I thought he was already gone. Seeing him there, and I think someone said there is some Burrow preseason stuff starting in a couple weeks, so we think this might have been those last game. But
yeah, it seemed to be fully official.
$4 million, man, I wouldn't have played him. Right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I was worried
Especially
about.
on an away game, I was like, we didn't need to put him in, it felt like, during that time. I'm like, just let Zawa play out. He's playing fine.
I thought it would. When they said he would come back and finish and playing a game or so for us, I thought he would be coming home for the home game so he can have a proper farewell.
Sure. Right.
My guess is because maybe it wasn't all signed and done and all, actually he has a commitment and still being a crew player, so he kind of has to. I don't know. But it seems strange to do it in away to New York. I expect him to probably be at the game, not playing and coming on the field or something in the game for Kansas City, unless he gone.
I would hope that he would come on Kansas City 15 minutes left and have like a send off or something like that. But
I mean, do you expect him to play then? I would expect that by then he must.
Man, I hate to say it, I don't want to see him play. Like
for us,
yeah. If it's just a trot him on so he's out in front of the home fans.
Yeah, that's what I want too. I wanted to bring him on like at halftime or before the game or something and get everybody hyped up and give him applause, because
make him be the guy who breaks the game igniter or whatever.
Somebody was posting that picture of him when he was in the academy, like Save the Crew Academy thing and all that. He is a true crew player. I mean, like it's fantastic.
Homegrown academy.
We want the best for him.
I just don't want to risk anything for his career. And it's like, there was, I mean, who was it that went over Morris, Morris' favorite player, Jordan Morris, went over to Swansea and played like a game and a half and then blew his knee out. Yeah. And it's like, that's the worst case scenario for any player. You know, you're signed on a decent contract to go overseas, to go to the championship or EPL, and then catastrophic injury happens and that never. We've already seen him have.
He was playing great for Swansea.
He was. We've already seen Aiden have major knee problems before.
He's played like 700,000 minutes.
I don't need to see him be trotted out for 15 minutes. Like it just for his own career.
It doesn't make sense in New York.
Right.
Championship is
you bring him out.
Championship's a hard league.
It's a hard league.
Physical.
People go there and they said, "Don't." Who said that? It was Duncan last week, right? Said like, "Don't ever send me back there again. I don't want to play there again. This is horrible." It's a grueling kind of thing to play there.
Yeah, I think because we didn't talk about this move on the pod. We talked about it like at length in text and all this stuff and whatnot. But do you guys think it's a good move for Aiden?
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, I think so. I think this. I mean, how they took kind of a step back this year.
The championship,
but in the championship, they almost made it the year before, but they were like right outside the qualification.
Oh, you're talking about Borough?
Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
So they were in 8th place at the end of the season this year.
But it was close. I bet you it was like 5 points or something like that.
There were 4 points off.
Yep.
To be in at least the playoff. It's a good club. It's managed by our favorite Tottenham, ex-Tottenham and Manchester United player. What's his name again? I should know this.
I'm just thinking. I don't know why I'm like blanking on the Burrows. I know
Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Michael Carrick is the coach there. He's done pretty well.
Kamara went there, right? He was there for a hot one. Like this isn't the first like MLS move for.
Have they been
Burrow.
in the?
They've been in the EPL recently.
Traditionally, this team has been spent many years in the Premier League. This is a pretty big club.
Yeah,
I think that it's a fine move for him because he's so young. I think that if his aspiration is reaching the top, Middlesbrough in the championship is not the top, but he's young, and so if this is a stepping stone, then.
Yeah, and they said in Europe, just in general, a lot of scouts don't make it over during the season to watch like anybody in the US. Like a lot of the, middle to low table, whatever, they just don't have the resources or care to do that. So I think this is a good move for him there. I think the league kind of fits him because it is quick paced. He's kind of used to that. I did a whole thing for the Burrow podcast, like their Middlesbrough podcast. They reached out to us and I sent a thing over and I was like, hey, what do you play? How do you play? What does that look like? And they say they play a 4-2-3-1. So he's at least paired with somebody in the back. And I think he does really well.
Middlesbrough? You call him Middlesbrough.
No, I just say Burrow.
You forgot the S. Middlesbrough.
Oh, well, yeah, I know that.
Tough crowd.
Real tough.
I know.
I'm on a bunch of cold medicine.
Yeah.
And you guys look like cartoons.
No, I think.
But yeah, so and in transition they play a 3-2-5. So in that, which is kind of what we play. So I mean, he's paired with. My worry is that he goes and he does something with like when he played in the U.S. where he was like the only person in front of the center backs, and I'm like, it's not really his game. He needs to be paired with somebody in the midfield, like kind of there. And they're like, yeah, that's what we have. And I was like, all right, cool.
So my 3 biggest takeaways are for him to see significant time at the men's senior national team level. They want Greg and other players or other coaches want to see players go to Europe and make an impact. This, I think, was his ceiling in terms of what, unless he would have gone to a lower tier German team.
Yeah,
this was probably his ceiling. This is where he is going to land. The championship probably fits him. He's a tough player. He can play through the contact. And he is good on the ball. I think he is going to make an impact, and I think this can be a big stepping stone move for him. And at the end of the day, I think it is the best thing for the Crew to move him on for $4 million. And I hope, I didn't see any details, I don't think it's been released yet, of any kind of sign or move on bonuses. So if he moves on to a bigger club and
yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
It's in there.
Okay. So that's my takeaway on it is this is probably where he should land. It's good for his national team career. It's a good club in England in the championship that probably suits him. And financially, it's good for the Crew.
I just wish there was a way to watch the championship games. Like you can't watch championship games. You can watch every other league.
ESPN Plus.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure because that's where I watch them.
Okay.
So, Middlesbrough, home of some of my favorite players. Ravanelli, Silver Fox was there. He was pretty awesome.
Silver Fox.
Yep. But I went down a little rabbit hole and
Matthew
see people
Hoppy's there.
said, yeah, that's the one
Hoppy is
comment
there.
people had. And they said, people said, okay, what are you sending us? We already had Matthew Hoppy. He's awful.
Yeah,
they hate him with
so
a
bad.
passion there.
Yeah,
it's no
Totally
joke. There was
different
like, it's
my
everybody
God,
said,
totally.
and people said like, and I saw the commentary field based on what I hear from the fans there, we're getting a really like
This is the
key
American
player.
Yeah.
So,
well, when they hit us up, they were like, we don't know anything about him. So, and another thing we did look at was the rest of the team's salary. And I'm sure $4 million is not just him making $4 million, but he will be one of the highest paid players, I think, on the team, right? I think there's only one guy over $1 million.
yeah. So here's the difference between the championship and MLS is their spending is probably not that far off what the Crew is doing. It's a little bit more in Columbus Crew, but the difference is everybody made like $1 million. Like everybody on the team makes $1 million to $1.5 million pretty much on that team. So it's very, very evenly distributed. There's like always is like kind of a junior DP kind of level, pay. And so that's how they spend the money differently. So he's probably going to end up right there with the other people on that team at like $1.5 million or whatever that would be. But that's a lot more than he's making today.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of pumped. But we did get sad to see him go, but we knew it was inevitable, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think when we talked about it, we were all in agreement. Like, mid-table German team or like the championship would fit his like how he plays.
No Serie A?
Not yet.
They're not going to take a player like
Yeah.
him. That's the only issue is that his
100%.
profile isn't big enough to be able to come in. They're looking for the Mooses. They're looking for the Pulisic's, McKinney's.
Guys,
but
that are smoother on the ball.
He may have been.
I don't know how to explain
He
it.
could have gone to like a Venezia, which is Serie B. which has
Well, they
Not
got
anymore.
they got promoted.
Okay, and they've got Tanner Tessman,
Yeah.
they've got Busio.
Yeah, he absolutely could have played with those guys.
I don't think that would suit his game as well as the championship would.
And plus, Burrow is kind of a yo-yo team where they can get up to the EPL. It's not. They're not.
We
like,
just talked about it as well. Is that the championship is going to pay better than probably a mid to low level Serie A team.
Yeah,
it just is.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So we lost him, but we did pick up. I don't think we talked about Dylan Chambost either.
I think we mentioned it last week, but it was kind of unverified. It was very early. If we did mention it, it was like, don't talk about it because
and there's a lot of discussion was, well, they went out and said that this is separate of Morris, that this was a planned transfer that was not tied to Morris.
They're different players.
That's what they said. But is it? I think it is. I actually believe in on this because there's a couple of people on our squad that doesn't have a new contract for next year.
Do you think he's going to play? So from what I understand, let's start here. For the listeners, this is a guy who's 26. He was born in France. This was his team since he was signed youth career in 2007 for Saint Etienne. So he has been a Saint Etienne boy. He is the Aiden Morris of them and then some because he's been there for 17 years. So he
didn't have a Wikipedia page until the 11th of June.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
so we had him up last time when we were talking to Dunk. We didn't bring him up. And when I refreshed the page, it was like 3 times as long. It literally just had like his name, his birthday, and like who he plays for. And now it's like, now it says he is a midfielder for the Columbus Crew, yada, yada, yada. So
and
I don't know if he's going to play in the league.
Saint Etienne came from League B to League or whatever, League 2 to League... What is it?
Yeah.
To League 1.
French fry 2 to French fry 1.
Yeah, but they were in the playoff. They were in the playoff to qualify, and he scored in that playoff, I believe.
Yeah, he was a big part of the reason why they got promoted, and then we got him, and they're
And Saint Etienne is a team. Is a Paris team, like right outside of Paris, I believe, and they've been a pretty decent, like kind of Everton team in the French league for many years, and then they went down. They came right back up again.
Yeah, well, we're the Parrots of Ohio, so it's like it'll be really easy.
Yeah.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Woo, sneezed.
I'm excited.
Gosh, a lot of sneezing.
Anything else on Dylan?
I don't think so. I just wonder if he's going to play in the middle. That's my only thing. I tried to like look up where he played, and it looked like he was almost like an 8 or even a 10 maybe for them. So we don't play with the 10. We got rid of Lucas. So like, I don't know what that even looks like. I can't imagine him playing on the wing. So I think it might be a higher advancing.
Yeah. By the way, Zawadzki looked pretty good in the middle in the game. And they talk about maybe this guy's coming in for Matan that doesn't have a new contract yet.
That's what I've been reading. They're saying it's almost like they're going to try to keep everybody else, but they're going to let Matan go, which is this kind of a bummer. I guess it's
still speculation, though. I mean,
yeah, it's speculation. I mean,
we'll see what happens.
We do that.
I mean, it's not a like for like. He's not coming in to replace Aiden. I think Zawa's going to do that. So yeah, let's just wait and see. I don't want to speculate and say, so and so is not going to come back at the end of the year. It's June. So
yeah,
that seems a little far fetched. It sounds like what Trey was saying.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too, like Farston fast.
Farston. Yeah, we'll see how much of a dribble boy Chambos is. All right, so then the other thing I mentioned it organically earlier, but just that we saw Ramirez come in, or we saw Ramirez start, which was kind of new. We had been talking for the last I mean, I say 4 to 6 weeks, but that's really like 2 to 3 games because of this break we had. But like, can Ramirez come in and be the starter? What do you guys think about the top 3? Rossi, Cucho, Ramirez. We've been just praying
the
for
best.
this.
It's just kind of like, there's a reason why those 3 started, and our XG was close to 4, and our big chances were like 8. I mean, Arfson also played a part in that, but those front 3 just kind of work together. And unless
do they have a big XC factor, like can we do like a derivative on big chances kind of thing? Like,
are we doing like MathCast? Are we talking MathCast again?
It's all stats and math.
Stats. We don't have math. We don't have stat map.
All right. Well, then let's jump back. Yeah, it was good to see him in there, and
we committed less fouls than them. That seems bananas. That doesn't seem right. They only had 10. We had
That's
12.
why I said it was the reverse Boyko game. The ref was completely on our side. He was throwing them red cards and PKs, random VARs, beauty shot cams, you name it.
I really
coach was pissed off.
I can't get over that beauty cam shot where it was the baseball field and how they put the soccer field on.
Yeah.
It is so I can't I was freaking out when I saw it. I'm like, guys, I cannot believe after how long have we been? Almost 30 years. Like, we have a New York team that plays on a baseball field. Like, it's so ridiculous. It should be illegal.
Why? I don't know. I do not understand why it bothers you that much.
Because the field's dumb.
Well, yeah, that's not
pretty much it.
Nancy even said it. He said it. I thought they're going to use that as motivation, but he said it. This is not good for the league.
Oh,
this is kind of like a stupid thing for the league. And by the way, the beauty cam, the only way he could decide that Ramirez was not offside was the fact that you can see it from the 6-yard line.
Right.
That he was like much closer to it than the other guy. I mean, that's the only reason, the justification he had, because there's no angle.
Close. Well, I guess Farsi was calling him off too, but Farsi was offside.
Yeah, Farsi automatically at the defender put his head in the air like offside. Hey, ref. Offside.
Yeah, he felt offside, but on the review, I was okay, he was definitely on. But I mean, to Mark's point, the top top 3's got to start, and then anybody else needs to be a wild card. And I love subbing Russell Rowe on as a wild card if that's not working, or a for like with Rossi and Matan, which he never does. But I think that's kind of how it goes. But I don't.
Hinestrosa still is a point where he's just coming to fill it in, end of games to run it out or whatever else. But I think the most positive thing we have going for us right now is Farsi getting in the groove. He's looking fresh and good, and Arfston on the other side.
Yeah,
played. I can't say I was into the game enough to see how much he did defensively, because we did had some problems defensively in this game, obviously, even against fewer players in the second half.
Smaller little baby field.
I mean, both of them were direct counters.
Man, he looked.
So I mean, they were direct counters over the top, and they executed them well.
Man, the touch for New York, we didn't talk about New York's second goal, but that touch out of the air to bring it out and around. I know. That was really good.
Right. Schulte was on stuck on an island, and he had no chance. He did a pathetic side dive after the guy.
And you don't want to foul him because then he's red carded. He's out for the next game, and Bush is out. So and Hagen's gone on international duty. Yeah. So it had
Hagen
been
with
Eddie
the
Gavin.
First assist from Messi by a crew player.
I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a chance. I mean, Honduras-Argentina is a funny game anyway, but passing it right to him was not great. He played well when he played, what was it, Real Salt Lake?
Yeah.
He had a great game.
Yeah.
No shade thrown. Well, Mars had to take a phone call, so I think now's a good time to take a break and figure out Donde está Mars. We'll be right back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. We're going to talk a little bit of how the Crew 2 did last week, and since I talked so much last time, I'll keep this one short and sweet. And I'm definitely not doing this because the MLS Next Pro is very inconsiderate of Columbus Crew 2 fans that live in the Mountain Time Zone, because they did put a game at 5 p.m. on a Thursday, which I wasn't able to access to watch really well. So, the Crew played the Little Messies in Miami. They tied 1-1 in time. They scored our first goal pretty early, 6 minutes. Chase Adams go again. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that Chase Adams is probably going to be a better player for the Crew that Aiden Morris might have been, which is wild, but I think that he has a talent and he's so good. And the assist was by Owen Presses again, who again is very, very good, and we will miss him a lot once he finally goes to college. And Miami tied with a really great goal. The Cappies did have most of the possession, most of the shots on target, but I think that the star of the game was Cole Johnson, the goalkeeper who was filling in for Stalis Lapkes, who was going to be in the bench the next day for the first team. Cole Johnson had some incredible saves through the game, I saw in the highlights, but this is a wild stat. He is now 6-4-10 in saving PKs. In MLS Next Pro, the games, if he ends in a tie, goes to PKs, and Cole Johnson has either saved or, in my mind, still counts, caused the PK taker to miss, which happened once on Thursday. So, 6 out of 10 is pretty good. It's not perfect yet, so he has room to grow. But what I know is that whoever the goalkeeper coach for the Crew 2 is, and I posted about him on the Cappy Brava Twitter account, dude needs a raise because he's developed Patrick Schulte. He developed Stas Lapkes, who is awesome. And now Cole Johnson is doing what he's doing. Give that guy props. Next game for the Crew 2 will come this week, and I am trying to get to it here on my phone. But it is against the Chicago Fire 2 at 11 a.m. on a Friday. Oh, that's a real bummer. Okay, well, I guess I'll try to watch it. 11 a.m. for me, so 1 p.m. for people in Columbus, which is not any better. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
We're back. All right.
Thanks, Bird.
Thanks, Bird. Man, that was
technically
pretty
a win
good
against
in
Miami.
Unison. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, so was that an Higuain led
oh wow, I don't know.
second
I'd have
team?
to double check. He hasn't sent it to me yet, but
All right. Our life is a lie. Bird, thank you for all that you do. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Bird.
I can't wait to hear about it. Let's now talk about how much we miss Hawes. He was a good man.
Amazing Grace.
You can find his grave at Grass Lawn. Is that what it is?
Outside of Fazoli's.
Great.
Crash
He
launch.
died outside of Fazoli's where he wanted to be buried, or he wanted his final resting place. He bought a plot.
He wanted to be cremated right when he died, so we lit him on fire.
Everyone was asking, like, why is
Free
this
breadsticks.
small part of the parking lot not pavement and grass? It was because he had bought
Spread
that
my
plot.
ashes on the chicken parmesan.
in advance. But he was there at the pass.
in Westerville, right? Route 3? Okay.
Yeah, right off 270.
All right. So without him, who's going to do the tables?
Just tables! Tables! But tables! I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
All right. In the East, we have Inter Miami. Boo.
Boo. Higuain is coaching the second team.
Yeah.
Blah.
Surprise. 19
Or,
games
yay.
played.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. 19 games played, 38 points. Cincinnati, 17 games played.
19 games played.
Hold on. I know that this is like always my thing. How many games a week are they playing?
A couple. And for the people who didn't watch, they actually had 2 red cards and still managed to win away at Philly.
Yep.
And so I looked online and I just kept thinking, I was like, there's no way the ref didn't help, or some like conspiracy theory.
Oh, no.
And the general consensus was no, Philly's just absolutely dumb.
The ref,
Philly is
the ref
still in
was
a
Don
playoff
Garber
spot.
with the blonde.
How-
That's what I
wig.
thought,
Oh.
but no one, even Philly fans were like, nah, that wasn't the case. We just suck.
So how bad? They're still in a playoff position right now. So how bad is New England, Orlando, Atlanta?
Wait, hold on.
New
Montreal?
England won
Wait,
again.
wait,
Oh,
wait a
wow.
second. New England
Yeah, let me
has
get through
more
the table.
wins than Philadelphia in 8th place.
New England
They
has
do
more
not.
wins than everyone above them.
Are you
All-
are you reading the table right
5
now?
wins,
Yeah.
1 draw, 10 losses.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
are
God.
right.
There are
You are
7.
correct.
Hold on. There are 7 teams with
That's what I'm
4
saying.
wins.
That's what I'm saying. All right, hold on. Let me get through the tables real fast. Inter Miami's first, 19
my
games played. Their season's pretty much done. 38 points. Cincinnati, 17 games played, 36 points. Red Bull underneath them, 18 games played. I hate this. Like, I have to tell you how many games are played. This is obnoxious.
Just go through the points. It doesn't matter. Like,
No,
I mean,
yeah, so
it would be one thing. Hold on. It would be one thing if you had to do that and it was obnoxious. What's obnoxious is that there are proper noun match days.
Mhm.
Because if it's not the same, then what is a match day? I hate to make this existential here.
they're 4 games ahead of
Like,
us.
what a match day is this?
Yeah, it doesn't. They're 4 games.
4 games ahead of us, and it was funny because I'm watching the wrap-up show on
Miami.
MLS, and
Yeah,
they were like
Miami's
talking about
4
like,
games
oh, we're halfway through the season. I was like, no, we're not. It's like
No.
some teams are.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to play. Yeah, we have to play another game, the Campeones Cup. We'll be in Leagues Cup. It's obnoxious. Like the whole thing is silly pants FC.
Anyways,
Yeah, so Inter Miami, FC, Cincinnati, Red Bull, New York City, Charlotte's ahead of us. Again, what? And then there we are in 6th place, the Crew. 15 games played, 27 points. So we're 1 point back from Charlotte, 3 games in hand. We're 2 points
games.
back from City, but 2 games in hand. We are 3 points back from Red Bull, but we're 3 games in hand.
right.
And then
Yeah.
Cincinnati,
should
we
make
are.
could we make a graph? It seems like this is going to be the first time that the point slope form is going to be made useful for me. Like, could we project where we are and where they were?
when
like-
15 games or whatever.
Yeah, this is a math podcast.
Yeah, it
All
kind of
right.
is. Well, I mean, City was on a winning streak. I mean, whatever. The crazy thing is though that New England is bottom at 15th with 5 wins, and then there's Orlando, Atlanta, Montreal, Chicago, DC, Nashville, Philadelphia ahead of them that have only won
4.
or only won 4 games.
Yeah.
So they've won more
So
games.
How does Porter
It's
only
just-
tie 1 game so far?
Yeah,
I know.
We're in
It's like
a different
because he
world.
lost 10. He lost 10.
Speaking of existential, that is what you should think about. Good luck driving
Yeah.
as you're listening.
They have won the
Just
last. Actually,
swerving off
of
the
those
road.
5 wins, they won them 3 in a row.
Good for them.
Yeah, New England's on a bit of a tear. It's kind of funny. He's like, we'll pull it together, and I'm like,
They're tearing up what they had previously done.
Kind of only one way to go.
Is this wild? By the way, Columbus Crew is only along with Real Salt Lake, the only two teams that only have 2 losses of the season. And if to your question, if we take an average, we'd be at 34.2 points if we played 19. But you have to remember that we played with like half squads and survival mode and Crew 2 and all those things for a while. So I don't know if that's
this
the
team
average.
is sitting somewhere between 2 and 4. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Yeah,
Start planning the parade now. Okay. So
there's no parade for Supporter Shield.
Yeah, but all we need to do is get into third, and then we can win away because we're an away winning team.
You've always said that. That's my favorite part.
We can win away. We can win away, and then we'll host the final. We'll just run it back. 2024, man, 4 stars. I love that. Okay, so then from there, we need to get into a double prediction. This is a double prediction episode.
Buckle up.
So, in terms of our prediction table,
I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
so and this week, Columbus Crew was playing away to the New York Pigeons, and they won 3-2. For some reason, we let in a goal instead of scoring another goal. I said 4-1. I thought I was going to get that, but
I did
it
too.
didn't happen. Haas was the only one that didn't think we'll win, so he got 0 points. The rest of us
Why he's
get
not here.
1 point for the win. Trey predicted 3-1, so you get a bonus point for picking the right amount of goals.
Salad.
Yep, and that leads us to a standings of alone at number 1, Morton Crosby. It's a 3-way tie for second place between Trey and Ben and one more person. And then rock bottom.
Bottom of the rocks.
2 points behind
And in real life.
Yep.
the rest of the group is Mars, who, you know, we have some Norwegian saying for like being cocky and how that will kind of, you know, come back to haunt you.
What's the saying?
Don't be cocky, it'll haunt you.
Yes, that's what it was.
But in Norway,
and Haas is also tied for second
The
place.
Skinbox. And you forgot to mention Duncan. As long as we could still get a prediction from him.
He's tied with me, but he's ahead because he have less games played.
Oh,
Checks
right. And so I will remind you that even though I am in the basement, afraid of the furnace?
Pronunciations brought to you by the idiots of Upper 90 Club.
Furnace, Home Alone style.
Home Alone, yeah. I'm like, who's Fermit?
We are not yet halfway through the season, as previously mentioned, with only 15 games played. Okay, so with that said, let's get into the predictions for this week. All right, let's talk about D's next
I don't know. I thought I
You got to think about that.
I'm already sweating.
Man, I don't even know. Like,
Buckle up, Buttercup.
My tongue is sweating.
I'm not good at doing things.
You're dumb.
Okay, so this week we have Miami and away. Welcome to Miami. And we will be playing our first home game in, I don't know, since last season, against Kansas City on Saturday. Let's start with the Miami game. Notable considerations for our predictions for this week include Messi. We saw him really take it to Hagen.
You're dumb.
Hagen.
It's Hagen.
It's Hagen Dazs. He's part of Hagen Dazs. The ice cream.
You can ding me on the pronunciations on that.
I'm going to.
Yeah, he had an unfortunate pass in that game against Argentina, But so anyway, we'll be without Messi, right? And then as previously discussed, Miami had 2 red cards against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And
that was David Ruiz, who is one of their younger midfielders. And then, honestly, it's this guy, Tomas Aviles. But the thing is with that guy, I think he sucks, and I can't stand him. He is my number 1 most hated player in this league. He is such a dirty
something
player.
That happened in high school.
Why?
Is he worse than
He
PS?
is so dirty.
Did he
yes.
wink? Did he wink to your wife?
Yeah. Yeah. He winked to my child. My children.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. On Father's
I didn't
Day.
need a Justin Meram reference today at all.
No, but seriously, I cannot stand this
The
guy.
ears would
I think
give it
he
away.
is one of the dirtiest players in the league. He's just like not quick. His reaction time's bad. And he constantly is doing like ridiculously bad.
So we wish he would not have gotten a red card.
No, I'm glad he's out. I don't even know who they have to replace him.
What?
But so he has their center back, who I don't like, and then Ruiz, who can be a bit of a wild card.
I mean, you know what's going to happen is the fact that they're going to bring in like some old superstar on like a 2-game loan, like paying
Keen
$10,000 to just come to Miami.
So is Suarez going to be there?
No, he's gone. He's with the Uruguay.
And
I
Messi's
didn't realize
gone
he got
because he
called
plays
up.
the day. He
Yep.
plays the day after.
Alba's
against
still there.
Canada.
Busquets is still there.
Sure.
Campana, I think, is there, but I thought I read today he got sold. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, you
I
are
crazy?
correct. Campana got a transfer. I think he went to. Did he go to Argentina or something like that? I can't remember.
I don't know. He's actually somebody I kind of wish we had in the crew, but they did start Gressel up top, and he did have a banger against Philly. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, he
upper 90s.
scored.
He was
Gressel
solid.
scored.
Yeah.
Man, Miami. I don't know. This is with them winning. We are not Philadelphia. Let me just put that out there. But the fact, I mean, look, the whole scoring, like we saw with New York City, scoring with 10 men, scoring when, just variability, I think, has a really big impact in soccer. And so the way that we can plan for this game is going to change. And even though they don't have all of the really great players that they have, we played them a couple times last year, and if I remember correctly, we had a hard time playing against them. Campana put up 2 against us. I think that was like our last home win, if I remember correctly.
I feel like
from
they're
the last.
both headers. I think they're on set pieces. But if
Yeah.
counters
Anyway.
their game and they don't
Point
have
is,
Messi,
there's just like a lot of variables here. So let's go ahead and put out our predictions for the game against Miami on Wednesday now.
You're dumb.
Okay, well, so we're gonna just go around. I can't see your score predictions because of technology, but let's start with Ben. What'd you say, Ben?
3-1 Crew. Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're gonna. Yeah, I think that. Do they play in a
American
smaller
style.
field too? Right?
No.
I
No.
thought-
Smaller star
Stadium.
player, but the field
True.
is standard.
Yeah, we're gonna
size.
post another 3 spot on somebody, but I think they don't have the fire.
You think we're gonna do it to them? It's gonna be a weird crew there, and by crew I mean the team that is not the Columbus Crew. Yeah. Okay. Anything else to add? Okay. And I noticed that you went with the American, and by American I mean because I'm self-centered and I think of it the way that I think of everything that I
Hot
have
dogs.
done before. I see. Yeah, exactly. Like a hot dog.
Well, in the
like
chat,
a-
I put 1-3 Crew. We all did.
Like a Joey
European.
Chestnut impossible.
He didn't get to
you know,
compete
when
this
he-
year, though, or he's not going to.
That's
He
what
got,
I'm
a new
saying.
he
It's
got
like-
a sponsor, the wrong sponsor.
He got a sponsor, but now
Was it like
he's
Bud Light
having
or something?
to post his scores. He's gonna have to like post the amount of buns that he ate before hot dogs or something. I don't know. It's complicated.
I'm excited about that.
It has to do with you saying 3-1 Crew. That's great. Mort, what did you say?
I'm just gonna say what Ben said.
True.
Yeah.
3-1 Crew.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey,
That's what
so
I'm
I've noticed that the listeners are abiding by the European
As it should be.
format. Have you noticed that?
They
the way
listen.
God intended.
They listen.
The way
They
the
listen.
European God intended.
The way
Everyone
the
knows that
European
God is American. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith. Oh, Haas is in here.
I'm here.
All right.
Joseph Stalin.
Okay. All right.
Not a religion.
Not so much a religious guy.
Trey.
Well,
Trey,
agree
what
to
did you
disagree.
I
say?
said, well, as it should be, 2 to 3 Crew.
2 to 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It
All right,
turns
so we're
out
going-
also, pro tip, Campana, we couldn't find any rumors or anything that he was traded. I don't know
Although
where
he's
I
very
saw that.
rich. We did find that out.
Yeah. Yeah. His
But
last
did we
name is
confirm
basically
that?
Ecuador.
He traded a company. He just
So,
bought a company.
I think we're going to score 3. I think they're going to score 2. No Messi, no Suarez. It's hot.
They're missing
Okay.
two
yeah,
players.
that's the only thing that gives me hesitance is the
Swampiness.
heat. It's gonna be what 95 degrees in Ohio, so it's probably gonna be like 128 degrees.
I'm not
down
sure
in
weather
Miami.
works like that, but probably. Yeah.
Well, that's how my logic in my head works.
Yeah,
I'm
I get it.
surprised that it does because you, in the text thread you sent out a bunch of Celsius earlier.
Yeah.
I think it was just today.
True.
And,
Yes, I did.
Like, it's going to be
And I didn't
hot,
understand
25. And I was like, what?
I didn't understand that. And it occurred to me that you still are translating for everything that you say to us.
No,
which is,
so I have an
you should be-
international
you get a pat on the
international
back
fan
for-
base.
yeah.
So I was sending that to my European crew before I sent it to yours, and I didn't feel like copy pasting it twice.
Yeah. Well, so my response of "we don't understand" in all caps, which was completely not acknowledged. Thank you very much.
I was very busy doing nothing.
Yeah, I had to Google the conversion rate. Hawes and I both said 1-2 Crew,
Wow.
and I can't speak for him, but I think we're going to put up 2. I think we're going to win. So that means a sweep across the club here. We all expect that we're going to win in
Did
Miami.
you really do 2-1 again?
I did.
I'm sorry, 1-2.
I did. I am 100% bottom feeder status now, and I'm just playing statistics to try and make up some ground on the table. So
you're so
with that
colorful.
said,
Now we know.
as
Now we know
Kansas-
why he didn't get his score in the chat. That's exactly because you're
No,
the one
dude.
who insisted that we do this chat because I was accused of cheating last year. Yep, that's true.
you, man. I'm gonna take a picture of my chat right now. You.
I don't want to see your dick chat. All right, just post your score.
That's not.
in
That's
the
all right. I
chat
gotta send it to
like
Hot.
the rest of us do.
Yeah, so I'm just playing the odds now. Got to get out of the basement. Let's move on to the Kansas City game at home.
Kansas City, by the way, is we were talking about.
One of the worst teams in the league. Holy
Yes, San Jose Earthquake being like the most horrible team in the league, and since he went there and won, but Sporting Kansas City is right there with them. 18 games and 14 points. They have 3 wins all season.
Ouch.
And I know they've been looking to maybe get their who's there. Peter Vermees has been there for like 100 years.
Yeah.
And the only reason why he's still there is because they made like they barely made the playoffs last year and they beat St. Louis in the first round. That's the only reason why he's still there.
Yeah, they came up.
People hope for them to lose so they can get rid of it.
Wow, they haven't won since
this
March
team,
30th.
yeah, it's an awful, awful team. So we
They-
have said
they
that
play
before, but
Wednesday,
against
too.
West Coast teams coming in here and playing before, not West Coast teams, but West Conference.
You guys ready?
You're dumb.
Ben, what'd you say?
I said 2-0 Crew. Although we just looked at their standings, I didn't realize they were as bad as they were, so it actually might be worse. But I don't know. 2-0 Crew seems about right at home. Dosa 0 at home. I think Columbus slam dunk.
Yeah, all those home games are in Columbus. Mort?
I'm go big or go home. So I'm bringing my friend. I'm going to embarrass him, and we're going to win 4-0.
4-0. 4-0. Okay. So far, Schulte can take the night off. Trey?
I said 2-1 Crew.
Seems too close. They've had a lot of 2-1s, though.
Yep. 2-1. We're at home.
Not against us. We're hungry.
And I'll be at the game.
Hey, aren't you guys glad that Schulte was back?
Yeah, I think there was some like weird. They were like, "Oh, he's not going to even show up," and he was there. Bunch of chatter.
Just not running that much when you're in goal, right? I mean, you can relocate and play another game.
It's mentally tough.
I mean, his quads, they look great. I mean, this is no commentary on his strength and fitness. It's just he was able to do it. Welcome back, Schulte.
Yeah, what'd you say? What did Haas say?
Haas said 3-1.
That's what I feel like he would say.
Actually, he didn't know that we were at home, so he said 1-3 Crew in Kansas City.
If he did that, he meant 1-3 loss.
No, he said 1-3 Crew in Kansas City. That's what he said.
Okay,
so 0 points.
That sounds like a Myrtle Beach text.
Look, he's got a lot going on. It's different.
A lot of kids.
He's at sea level.
Yeah, all the kids.
A lot of kids to yell at.
Yep.
Yeah, he's an uncle.
And
okay, so that's what he said. 3-1 Crew.
Van Hammersley.
And I could
You
take
said
a picture
2-1?
of it. I know you guys can't see my prediction.
You said
but
2-1?
it was, no.
You said 2-1?
No. 3-0 Crew, girl, Crew.
I think that's
3-0. Right in the pocket.
Yeah.
God's
It's going to be great. Schulte can take the night off.
I know you were saying 3-0, so I want to go one bigger than you.
Okay.
Do you think we play like a softer side on Wednesday to play a stronger side at home? Or you think we just roll out the best 11?
No.
Not against Miami.
We're all in at this point.
Yeah. Kind of have to be.
All brakes, no gas, So
no Mexican ice. That needs to take a night off as Mexican ice.
Yeah. Who does not need to take a night off is Duncan Otten. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, dude.
I wonder if any Cirque stat. When's the last time we won?
Oh, there was a Cirque stat.
5 straight wins away in MLS.
I'm guessing never.
I'm guessing never.
No, but there was a Cirque stat that I saw. Can we put it in?
This is Steve Cirque, and this is a Cirque stat.
I'm sure their new stadium will be fancy with loads of amenities, but New York City players are probably most looking forward to leaving Yankee Stadium, so goals against them at home aren't celebrated in insult to injury fashion like this. And it's a picture of this one in particular is Christian Ramirez winding up for a right-handed home run. We saw that Cucho also partook.
Yep.
Particans.
In a similar fashion. We'll see. We'll see what their new stadium looks like.
That should just be that way till the end of
actually,
time.
it looks pretty phenomenal from what I've seen, actually.
Who
On the
cares?
pictures.
Well, we'll see what the result is. And we can predict on that as well. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see how a win in Miami will break the stat books in the future, and we'll look out for Cirque then. We are running really late tonight on this Father's Day, which is in Eastern time. It's just plain old Monday for you guys.
It's just day. It's just day.
It's just day. So, okay, guys, it's been great.
2 games. Let's go.
Yeah, we got 2 games. We can make up a little ground, both on the table with a win, but also in the games played category. Until next week when we talk against Miami. Until then, go Crew.
It's crew time.
What time is it?
Crew time.
I love you.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
No, I typed in PIDGIN and it comes up PIDGIN, a grammatically simplified form of a language. So that's not like a pigeon. It's
Yeah.
now I see.